So, welcome everyone to my um, YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about what fatty acid oxidation. So, this is how fatty acids are broken down in certain what tissues to produce energy, which is used by the body. So, mostly fatty acids are oxidized by beta oxidation, and this is named so because what is the beta what carbon of the fatty acid that is being what oxidized. So fatty acids are oxidized by most of the body's tissues, and however, brain, erythrocytes, adrenal, medulla cannot utilize fatty acid for energy requirements. This is why in fasting, um, the glucose are reserved for this tissue which cannot utilize fatty acid for energy requirements, and whereas the other tissues like the skeletal muscles which can oxidize fatty acid then make use of what fatty acid for energy production. So fatty acid oxidation involves three stages. The first is activation of fatty acid, occurs where in the cytosol. Second is the transport of the fatty acid. Fatty acid has already activated, transfer it to the mitochondria, and there beta oxidation proper what starts in the mitochondrial matrix. Let's talk about the first stage, which is fatty acid activation. So fatty acid activated to what Acetyl-CoA by an enzyme TU kinase or Acetyl-CoA synthase. So this is the enzymes that what activate Acetyl-CoA. So let's look at the structure. So as you can see, this is the fatty acid, and the enzyme TU kinase converts fatty acid to what? To an intermediate alkyl adenylate. Then the coenzymes added to it, and we have the alkyl CoA enzyme. So after activation, we have to transport the newly produced alkyl CoA into the mitochondria, and this is going to be possible by a specialized carrier system called what the carnitine shuttle. The transport system help transport the alkyl-CoA from what the cytosol to the mitochondria. So let's look at it. So you can see the alkyl-CoA which is produced by an enzyme carnitine alkyl transferase. The coenzyme is removed and carnitine is added to the alkyl-CoA to produce alkyl carnitine, transferred through the inner mitochondrial membrane because alkyl carnitine is permeable to the membrane, and when it gets to the mitochondrial matrix, carnitine alkyl transferase 2 what removes the carnitine and the addition of what coenzyme to form the alkyl CoA enzyme. So this is the transport that help us move alkyl CoA from this cytosol into what the mitochondria. So after moving the alkyl CoA into the mitochondria, we have to what oxidize it, and this is possible in the mitochondria, and that's where we are now. So we are going to what oxidize what mitochondria by what process called beta oxidation. So beta oxidation follows four reactions, and we are going to look at it right away. So the four reactions of beta oxidation are what? Oxidation, hydration, oxidation, and cleavage. So let's look at them individually. You can see in the mitochondria, the alkyl CoA is what dehydrogenated, and we have a production of what of FADH2 and an enoyl CoA, and the enzyme responsible for this is what alkyl CoA dehydrogenase. Is alkyl CoA, we are dehydrogenating it, so that's why the enzyme is what an alkyl CoA dehydrogenase. And moving on, the trans enoyl CoA is what is being hydrated, Remember, the first was oxidation, and now this is hydration by the enzyme enonyl-CoA hydratase. And we form what? A beta hydroxyl alkyl CoA. And this is so because, as you can see, we hydrated what? The beta carbon, and that's why it's called beta hydroxyl alkyl CoA. And the beta hydroxyl alkyl CoA is then converted to what? Converted to beta keto alkyl CoA by the enzyme beta hydroxy alkyl CoA dehydrogenase, and we form another rich energy intermediate, NADH plus, and this is equivalent to 3 ATP. And after that, the beta keto alkyl CoA is also converted to what? Sorry, is now split into what? Into alkyl CoA and acetyl what? CoA. The acetyl CoA moves what? Into the Krebs cycle and pass the whole process of the Krebs cycle and the rest to release energy. Why the alkyl CoA also goes, the alkyl CoA now goes back into this circle again. You get it? Until the alkyl CoA is completely degraded. So this is the beta oxidation and all the step of beta oxidation.